I saw that video. I was not there. I love it. Okay, what's the dog's name?
Static.
Adorable. Yeah. Is that post or pre EP?
A post EP.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for jumping on. I didn't know it was going to be everybody. I love it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, I want to talk up the show that is happening next Wednesday. I can't wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be great, and it's gonna be a disaster. We can't wait.
Well, I was gonna have you guys, for those that don't have tickets yet, what can we expect from the Black Sheep next Wednesday? What's gonna be like in that room?
Mayhem.
Oh, Billy says mayhem, which typically means like murder, but no,
it doesn't. It means like a tree falls in your car. Like, what's the Allstate? Man, like expect man. Mayhem's that guy.
He's gonna show up.
Yeah,
that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so hey, a lot of energy in the room. Last time we played in Denver, there was like a in Colorado, we played in Denver, and there was like a fucking 4-minute ovation. So we're looking forward to that. We're hoping Colorado Springs brings the same energy.
I can't wait for Wednesday. So I want to talk all about it. First of all, what is the last
Wednesday, as in like
next week?
Next Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know. I was gonna ask, what's the week before touring like for you guys? Are you guys is it hectic, or are you guys relaxing a little before?
We're trying to figure out so much stuff right now, but
we're trying to make our van legal, our trailer legal. We're trying to make it so that the wheels don't fall off of our vehicles. We're trying to make it. So
oh my god! I'm trying to find roommates before I leave. Oh my god!
Rent. Once we're out there, we're just out there.
6 days, yeah, and then we're gone for basically the new year.
Yeah, literally.
Oh god!
Yeah. This is all like you're all relaxing this now.
Yeah, we've been in denial, I think.
I'm just frothing out my ears, like amped. I'm so amped.
Oh god! So amped.
Nick, your face, you're like, what do I do? What have I done?
Yeah, I'm going through shock right now.
First show is in Colorado Springs, so thanks for that. What is I want to go back to the Rex Coast tour. What was that like? Was that the first big tour since you guys couldn't play for a long time?
Yep.
What was it like to step back out on stage? What did that feel like?
It was weird the first night. I thought so we opened in LA at the Roxy, and I thought it was just kind of weird. I had a weird feeling that whole show, and I think it was just it just didn't feel like it used to, and I think it was just about, it's also tough because everyone was wearing masks, thankfully, but it was like really hard to gauge the reaction and things like that. So it's just kind of this big excitement to then a very confusing hour and 15 minutes. But then at least this is my personal account. And then as the tour went on, 2 shows in, 3 shows in, I was like, oh, there's that feeling again. It started, I don't know, I got used to what the situation was, and then it just, I felt the energy again. It started.
I had the night of my life.
It started in Denver?
that's how.
That was the first
literally
time.
felt drunk and I was sober. I had so much fun. Going out to the for the first time, really. I had like a really good night. It was crazy. I was right back into it.
We could have played for 10 people and I would have been stoked. Just playing shows again.
It was all wild. Yeah.
Was there any kind of like disbelief until you were actually standing on stage and it was actually happening?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I had to look at videos of us touring previously to remember that that's even a thing we did. Like I would see videos of us live. I'm like, that was a reality. Like that actually happened. It started to feel like it was a dream that like we used to tour and play shows and do the thing. I remember like very specifically having that moment of like, oh yeah, like that really happened. Like we really do get to go out and play for people all the time, and it's a moment that makes you feel grateful for getting the opportunity to be able to do that for people. And then they showed up again when we got to do shows, so that was cool.
The Black Sheep is amazing. Have you guys ever been there? Is this first time?
First time.
Black Sheep is small little box that gets hot and sweaty, and we party hard in the Black Sheep. So I'm excited for you guys to be there. Was it weird for you guys? I was wondering about this because Infinitely Ordinary came out in 2020, right? Was that we were already in COVID? Okay. So you guys couldn't tour on that. How did it feel to finally play those songs for people?
Super cool.
Awesome.
The fact that they were singing the songs.
We've been waiting to play half of those songs for like years before it even came out. Because we were just it was so long to come out with the first track.
This is the first tour our whole entire set list was released.
Right.
Yeah.
We actually have more songs.
That's true. This is our first tour that like all the songs we played were actually out. because we've had to we had 8 songs for the longest time, and we have to play long since we had 3 songs when we first started headlining. So we'd have to play, almost an hour of just music no one's heard. And so this is the first tour where like we can be confident that they're gonna know all the songs. At least, wow. I didn't think about that. That's crazy.
Yeah. Were there any songs from that album specifically that you were most excited to get out there and experience live? Like, because I imagine Out of Style is just ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Out of Style. I
We were
always
playing
love
Out of
Freaking
Style
Out.
before, but
I guess Infinitely Ordinary is
Infinitely Ordinary for me, I think.
And
Yeah,
We
me
All Get
too.
Lonely is really fun.
Yeah, we all get lonely.
Yeah, we're going back a little bit now. Like, we got a lot of music to talk about.
It was so nice because I wanted to see if people would feel the crescendo moments that I felt like when I hear the song. I was like, are these lyrics gonna be the ones that everyone yells like that I think it's gonna be? And it totally was. Like every line that I was like, this is one, even though it's not like it's emphasized or anything, but I'm like, something about this part I know everyone's gonna yell, and then they would, and it was, it feels so nice. It was like a fun one for me to like experience, I guess, while performing.
It's interesting you said just now you had 3 songs, right? When on the first headline tour, and now I know in 2020 or 2021 you guys, I get the years mixed up, but I don't know what year it is, but you guys have released a lot of stuff. Does that mean, are you going to kind of put new music on the back burner at this point and focus only on touring?
No.
Since you've released so much? No? Awesome. Okay. I was hoping that was the answer.
Oh, in fact, the amount of new music is bursting at the seams. There was, because during COVID, we did a lot of stuff. We kept busy the whole time with creative endeavors and music videos and writing a bit. But I got burnt out a bit trying to write during COVID after about 6 or 7 months, and so there was kind of a pause put on new rec music for a while, and then now there's a folder of like 35 new songs from the last like 2 months. So there's like a ton of new music. Yeah.
Are we going to hear anything on Wednesday, or is it still in the? No. Okay, that's fine.
We have to still play all the other songs that we haven't played.
It's true. I'm getting a little greedy, I think. So then after this, so it's like a warm-up tour, 3 shows headlining. Then after that, you're on tour with the Driver Era, which this is like a long time in the making, right? This was supposed to happen a long time ago.
Yeah, it's been it's been 2 years.
It's gonna be funny meeting these guys. It's like, hey, nice to finally see you.
Yeah, that's true. It's like our band names have been next to each other for 2 years and we haven't met. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
What are you looking forward to most about that tour?
Big venues.
Big venues. I'm excited to be opening, honestly, because I think that takes a little bit of stress off. We'll be like loaded out early, and we'll be able to enjoy the night, and really not even hang out with many people because we're gonna be very careful about being sick.
Yeah. So I'm excited to win over a new fan base, because I know that a lot of the tour was selling tickets before we were even announced as support. So they're gonna and there's not a ton of immediate crossover with our fan bases. So I think it'll be an opportunity for us to meet a lot of introduce our music to a lot of new people, and hopefully see our own shows grow even more, because that's why you do support tours. You want to play with big, and you want to hopefully introduce yourself to a new audience, and that's what I'm excited to do. We haven't had to it's been like 3 or so years since we've gotten the chance to get out there in front of an audience who doesn't know us and try to win them over.
Yeah, and I think your shows, for sure, the energy that you guys bring. I mean, I haven't even seen you, but I just assume, just listening to your music, like the energy is probably just nuts. And so your songs are amazing, but I also think people seeing live, like that's what will do it. So speaking of that energy, does that just happen? Like when you get on stage, do you guys do anything before? You guys do like chants or dances or anything like that?
We've got a mantra that we do before we go out. It's just like it's a coveted, it's a very special, protected mantra called Meat Sale. And so that really gets the blood going. And it's funny because it's a silly thing, but something about that, because we've done it every show for like years and years and years, it's like it really does trigger something. Or like we started, I'm like, oh god, like something in your stomach just starts spinning. You're like, here we go. All right, that means the show is literally starting in 10 seconds. Like, yeah. So that gets that's fun for me.
I've realized as we get back to shows, there's certain things that certain little moments of the shows that I didn't realize you'd miss so much. Like for me, the shows I've been going to recently and the lights going down and that like butterfly feeling of that moment, like that 2 seconds, that's been the best for me. So
that's great.
What things like that from either tour or shows did you maybe not expect to miss so much when you
Wow, that's a great question.
Not
I asked somebody this recently and they're like, I miss traveling so much that I missed airport security. And I was like, okay, that's a little much, but I don't know if I believe that, but stuff like that you never thought you would miss, but you ended up missing it because you couldn't do it.
Gas station food, I would say.
One more song.
Gas station?
I've been waiting to get gas station food as an answer. I'm not kidding.
I mean, it's just like when
Things about traveling.
At like midnight or something, and you just go in and get something. It just I hated it. But
what do you mean? What kind of food?
Anything.
Corn dogs.
Like snacks and stuff.
Yeah.
Corn dogs, chicken
I don't really
sandwiches.
miss the food.
Aaron's saying this because he eats healthy. Like I've got a 7-Eleven like 0.2 miles down the road that I'm always at. So I'm like, oh, he just needs snacks. He just eats well and he only indulges when he's on tour. Got it.
So being on the road, you can be unhealthy. I love it. See, that's what I mean.
Everything a bag of Takis. You don't even eat anything like crazy.
Feels good.
Yeah. See, no, I get it for sure.
Yeah, that's having to drive all night and being tired as hell, but during not getting to see like beautiful sunrises and different places in the country, beautiful like sights that no one else gets to see.
We always love that though. We always
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah. It was weird. I don't know. I also felt I missed the feeling of selling out a show and showing up and just feeling so at home, even though you're at a venue you've never been to. Because something about knowing like, okay, so this venue has this capacity and we sold all of those numbers. And so like, there's just a feeling I get when we are able to do that. It's like a confidence. It's like a warm feeling of like, there was enough people here that said yes to the thing that we asked of them, which was want to come to this place. And as many as we could have said yes. So therefore we're validated. Therefore people all want to come see us and we get to just be comfortable because we belong here. Like we're welcome here. And that's something I noticed when we got back on the road. I was like, oh yeah, we can travel and be somewhere and it can be ours. We can share it with those that are there and experience it together. And I don't know, that's a fun feeling.
But I can't wait to meet you guys and have you guys here in Colorado Springs play the Black Sheep for the first time. I think you'll love it. It's a great venue. Anybody watching this that hasn't bought tickets to the show, from your own words, like why convince them that it's going to be a mistake if they don't go?
Oh, it's just,
I know it will, but I've been saying this, but I want them to hear it from you.
Okay, if you've ever had a moment where you're like, you went somewhere and you're like, oh, I almost stayed home tonight. I'm really glad I came out. You know, you ever had that moment when you're sitting at home, you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go out, but every time I say I don't want to go out, and I go out, I'm so glad I did. That's what this show is. This is that moment where you're like, oh, I should have gone, but you did go because you're deciding right now that you're going to go. And then you'll be there and you're like, I'm so glad I said yes to this. It's one of those moments.
And everyone in our fan base, I feel like is truly family. Kind of everyone treats each other really well, and it's just really just a very wholesome experience.
Yeah, without being culty. So when you show up and you don't know anybody, you've never heard the band, it's okay. You're like, you're good. There's a good percentage that don't know the band. There's a whole support group for it. So.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. Everybody watching this, if you're in Colorado Springs or Denver or wherever, buy tickets if you haven't. And we'll see you there. I'm so excited.
We'll see you soon.
Thank you.